Well, hello, everybody. We are back to our regular scheduled programming here on cEDH Unhinged. And since the last time you saw me, I uploaded our first interview edition to the channel. So if you haven't seen that, go and take a peek. We did it with Jonas, who is one of the most notable tournament grinders here in the Pacific Northwest. And he created the Captain cEDH, the green-white cEDH primer, the original cEDH primer. So go take a peek at that if you haven't yet. That's good stuff. I'm still working through the editing process, but for now, we need to get back to serious Urza business, and that includes a deck evaluation. We're going to go card by card, and we're going to take the cards that we've already identified, categorized, and set aside, and we're going to swap those in with our new goal and vision in mind. So let's just recap. What are we doing here? We're going to make sure that our top deck casters are just problems, just straight lethal. If you don't counter it, you're going to have a tough time because I'm going to cast half my library. Does it have to win? I want it to. I want it to win just about as often as an ad nause. Is that possible? We're about to find out. That's why we're here today. So, secondary backup plan. If that doesn't work, we can still use Tezzeret, Crystal Skull, Isu Spyglass, and Mystic Forge as just card advantage engines, but we'll focus on being able to get the win incorporating other cards and having the top deck casters that allow all cards to be the lethal weapons. So we might adjust towards more tutors in order to get those onto the field and remove maybe the Mystic Forge and the Crystal Skull Isu Spyglass because they are, and Tezzeret for that matter, because they are limited to that artifact or historic card type. We might just move on to something that allows us to get the other card casters that allow all cards more easily. So with that being said, let's move over to our overhead cam. We'll open up our pack and we'll get moving. Again, go check out that 2-hour interview, and let's look forward to the next one that I got coming up, which hopefully, if everything lines up, will be with another great player, which I don't think I'm going to name right now because I want to leave you in suspense. All right, let's get going. I got my deck already laid out here, so we are prepared. All right, we are at the overhead cam. Is the orientation perfect? Is the box perfect? I'm making a box motion over here. No, but we're just going to continue on. Let's take a peek. Let's start off with our Mystery Booster 2-pack. We are on number 2. Look at that. It's just ready to go. All right. Put that one on deck. Make sure we're actually video recording. We are. Okay, we got our Mystery Booster 2-pack. We are hoping for another one of these. Let's just scoot that aside for the moment. Okay. I don't actually... Okay, let's see. Which way to open these? I didn't like... Does the 15 card... Let's try it this way. 15 card is going to go towards the bottom this time. We'll open it from there. Oh, that just came right off, didn't it? It was thoroughly cooked. Tender. Okay. Cool. Okay. First card, we've got whatever that is. John them out. Tower of the Magistrate. Let's see. I haven't actually looked at that before. Add a colorless target creature gains protection from artifacts until end of turn. What do we use that for? Let me think about that. What do we actually use a Tower of the Magistrate for? Protection from artifacts. There's an art. I mean, just blocking, I guess. Art like. I don't know. There must be a thing. Seed time. Can only cast it during your turn. Oh yeah, I feel like that. Jeez. I mean, so you get something countered and then you get an extra turn. I mean, that's kind of cool. I'm surprised that I don't see that more. It's a high payoff. Grist the Hunger Tide. Can I get a blue card here? Tap an untapped creature you control. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Okay, buddy. Let's see. Tower Above. Cool. Utopia Sprawl. Violent Eruption. Madness. What is a madness? At the same time you discard... I'm just going to keep on going. I'm never going to play that, right? Pyrohemia, okay. Unexpected Fangs. They really got everything in here, don't they? All right, let's take a peek. The Executioner. Rush of Knowledge. Highest okay. I like the art on that. I wish it was a little bit better. Where's the future sight border? Attacking creatures for 4. Whoop. Let's see. Traveling Minister. Is this the future sight one then? I thought there was supposed to be like a guaranteed future sight border card, right? Oh. I guess it was the tower. That makes sense. Cool. Well, if anybody feels like they need these cards, let me know, because I don't. Yeah. All right. The one that at least we got yesterday was the counterspell. That was cool. All right, we got that super essential portion of the video out of the way. Let me just make sure there isn't a stray card hanging out in here. Okay, and we can move that aside. We've got that available. We've got our set aside pile. Let's make sure I didn't make any mistakes while I was doing that. Boop, boop, boop. I think it's all looking good. Those are all pretty heavy. Those are all like I'm gonna try and clean up a little bit here, because we're hitting critical mass with just cards that are out. You know what I'm saying? Okay. We're gonna go like that. I'm gonna take these, put them over here. We'll unwrap. Badoop. And we've had quite some weather, and you know, these cards have been out, but the temperature of the house has been fluctuating. Humidity's been fluctuating. I feel like they're pringling. That's what I'm trying to get to. I feel like these things are pringling a little bit more than usual. That was really flat. Now it's slightly pringled. What are you gonna do? Unpringle it, I guess. Yep. Thibblethip, I really want you to work, but I think you're just too slow. Work in theory. Yeah, there is not a way to get in there. Okay, so boom, boom, boom. Those 3. Okay. Just making a little space. All right, so we've got these available. They're all nice and categorized, and we kind of want to just like swap these in one by one. Normally I have a lot more desk space, and so I would just like get up and move over, you know, for this next part, because I need to set a lot of like cards aside and do a lot of things, but we're just going to do the best with what we've got. And what I mean by that is maybe put another mat over the top again after I get all this stuff nice and organized. I'm just going to mess it all up again with a nice mat, but what can you do? We have limited resources. That's the name of the game, right? Limited resources, doing the most with what you got. That's the name of the game. That's what we're here to do. Clan Crafter. I mean, I can already tell I'm not going to put that guy in there. That's what I really should have done, is just like gone through. I mean, so it's always surprising. It's like you go through the binder and then you think, okay, this is good, this is good, this is good, and then you look at the cards that you have in your deck and you're like, oh my goodness, like half of you guys can just take the slow walk home. Like you're not making the cut. But a couple of these cards here, you know, I think they got a big shot, especially like that Paradoxical Outcome, Repurposing Bay. We got to get some of these cards in here. Okay. Going for a stretch. All right, let's bring our deck back in view. Can I just go right over the top? Bloop. Let's just do it that way. No mat required. This is my own signature. That's not Mark. Yeah. Okay, so Revoker, that's good that you're right on the top because I've been thinking about you all day. I think 2 cost is just too much for what we're doing right now. So let's take this Urza and we're going to actually put it on top of the deck box because that's not going anywhere. Revoker, you're going in the revoked pile. Yeah, Chalice. I really like what you're doing these days. Like that's just we're gonna put you in the non-revoked section here. Let me see. Can you see where that Chalice is up there? You can. Okay, that's good. Um, Mantle. Really like where you're coming from. Chain of Vapor. We only have so much interaction these days. Tezzeret, you know. So the thing is that I really want you to be able to just like 5 mana, pay X. X is 4. Crystal Skull, EC Spyglass, win game. That's the theory with you, Tezzeret. But you're not a guarantee, so you're going near the Revoker. Doesn't that suck? Gadgeteer, win con. Um, I mean, what can you say about the Tormod script? Misha's Workshop. Yeah, I like that card. I mean, it's a pretty decent one. Yeah. Um, Geez, I hope it's real. I bought it from a guy on Facebook for 2 grand, and I'm just like, every time I look at it, I'm like, I should have like taken a jeweler's loop. But he had, again, a good history of selling high end cars to people, and everything added up, and it looks legit to me. So I'm not too concerned. But again, I should take it. You know, I'm like 99.9% sure it's real, but whatever. I should have an expert let me know what they think just to make sure. Misha's, yeah, okay, good. You're in the right pile. Mystic Remora, you can also hang out in the skeptical pile because we're not really depending on you to get our card advantage right now with Salt. We're not really, I'm just kidding. Let's put that in our essentials pile. Valley Flood Caller. The only reason why Flood Caller is so good is because we're going to be running Battered Golem already due to the nature of the deck. The Golem is just really good. We're already going to have the Banish, like everything adds up. We're already going to have the Banishing Knack and the Helix in there. We're already going to be running the Lightning Greaves, as well as the Swiftfire Boots, which are going to get haste, which was really the big drawback of this Flood Caller combo, was that it needs haste. So, anyways, I think that with that being said, we can put that over here in this pile. Disruptor Flute, I was also in the same um, thought process of the Revoker, thinking that 2 is just too much for what we're trying to do right now. I love both of those cards, Revoker and the Flute. It's too much. Arcane Signet, you're lucky that you make blue mana because that's what we need right now. Fabricate, we need our tutors. Ooh, you know, yeah, but it's not an artifact. We're gonna put it in the maybe pile just to see what happens. Gold Pan. We need to get Urza out. It does create. Yeah, I feel like we're not gonna go back on the Gold Pan right now. Shield Sphere. We're going to stick with our 0 cost artifact creatures, get our Banishing Knack, Attraction Helix, get our Paradise Mantles, Springleaf Drums, get those online with that. Aetherflux Reservoir, that's how we win this game. That's how we win this game. Seagate, cool. Defense Grid, I'm super skeptical about you right now. I feel like every time I draw you, I'm like, it's not the right time. But then every time I need protection, I'm like, man, I wish I had Defense Grid. You're just not there at the right time. But you're a masterpiece and you're a Christmas gift. And any port in a storm is the place that we should be heading towards. So, Defense Grid, you make the cut for now. You just do. Jeweled Amulet, good work. Aether Spellbomb. The Spellbomb, this bottom one, that's what we're here for. It can be tapped, pay 1, and get that land. Transmute. The Hope. The Hope. You know, not enough playtesting has gone into the Hope yet, but it costs 1, and it's a silence. So we're going to keep him. For the Mox Opal. Volatile Stormdrake, I was thinking about you as well. We're making slots, and you don't storm well. You're a Stormdrake that doesn't storm well off the top. Sorry. Look at that. We're making progress, kind of. Prize Statue. Okay, the Spyglass. You are a pseudo win condition for the moment, so cool. Springleaf Drum. Odawara. OP Wara. Artificer's Assistant. Whenever you cast a historic spell, scry one. So that's artifacts, legendaries, and sagas. That is the top deck manipulation that we need. And for 1 mana, I'll take it. I will take it. Top deck manipulation. Mox Opal, Academy Ruins. We cast off the top. Somebody counters our essential thing. We're just going to put it right back on top and go for it again, aren't we? Moonsnare Prototype. That was the other one, what I was thinking of with the Shield Sphere. Tap an untapped artifact or creature you control. We have a whole bunch of 0 drops, so that Moonsnare really looking good in this build. Mana Vault speaks for itself. Scalding Tarn, Lotus Petal. See, there's not a lot of room in here. Okay, the power artifact. That's something that we can talk about because we're storming off and then we hit a power artifact. What do we attach it to? It costs 2 blue. That's a lot, and it's only really there for the win condition of attaching to 2 specific cards, our Basalt as well as our Grim Monolith. But it's like, we can just have that in hand and then tutor for that thing and storm into it. Like it's a really powerful A-B combo. It's so classic too. I think because we're already looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 possible ways to skin this cat, we're going to leave that in the tried and true category. Reality chip. Could not say better things about this card. Glaring Fleshraker. You are a backup win condition. We need to be able to do damage to these people. Sink into Stupor. What a good land. Why are they printing things this strong? Stop doing that. It's called Power Creep. Island. Good looking one. Banishing Knack. That's a win condition as well. Into the Flood Maw. We're low on interaction. Again, 1 mana interaction looks really good when I'm usually leaving one open turn 1. That's our replacement for not having a whole lot of other free spells. Mystic Forge. You're the one that we're trying to build around right now. Lightning Greaves. Let's keep Urza alive and support that Valley Floodcaller. Welding Jar. You'll be surprised how often this comes into play. Yes, Mark Brill did do that custom art. It's one of my favorite cards, and I'm happy that it does, in my opinion, fit in this build because we find a lot of artifact destruction these days. I was playing a local game store tournament, and somebody hit a Ragavan for a... What's the green one that just destroys an artifact? I don't know. Yeah, anyways, that's what they hit my Soul Ring with. It was just like, man, that's the worst. Ragavan somebody else into something that destroys my Soul Ring. Saprazan Scary, you don't storm very well, but at the same time, you get the storm going. So anything to get that extra mana early game, because we're not like a turn 1, we're a turn 2, and that allows that turn 2. Urza Saga, really good card. Isochron Scepter, I'm skeptical about you right now because I feel like you're just kind of clogging up my hand with that Dramatic Reversal. Again, so good, and we do have enough instants and that we have one in hand, when we cast it, and then we also have a scarcity of instants, so it's nice to be able to replay it. So, like Isochron, tried and true section. Silent Gravestone, I'm super hot on this card because I can tap it, and it still has that ability that cards and graveyards can't be the targets of spells or abilities. Rogsai, go home with your Breach combo, turn 1. I'm dropping that. Spell Skype, what a card. Chrome Box, that's just what that is. Retraction Helix. Yep, just another Banishing Knack, word for word. I don't think there's a difference on those. And then we got our Misty Rainforest, top deck manipulation, Dole Amaroth. What are you actually here for? Oh, the legendary status for the Crystal Skull Isu Spyglass. Most things are like, oh man, we're going to be untapping our One Ring. I don't do that anymore, but I can cast that with the historic status. Narok Stealth Suit, you're a maybe. But again, I just need to make sure that my Urza is not getting blown off the table, and I don't think that... And it's just so inconvenient to be like, oh my goodness, that thing has... it can't be the target of spells or abilities. Sure, I can't be like, okay, Banishing Knack, go on Urza and do this thing. I'm trying to think if there's any other drawback for me where it's like I can't attach another equipment to it or something like that. I don't know. It looks really good to me, but I feel like just out of due diligence, it's the worst in that category. So we're just gonna put it back over there. I think it's the art. I think I like that Fifth Dawn foil look, and that's what's keeping me like wanting it in that left one. What a good looking Soul Ring. Rhystic Study, we don't actually need you for card advantage. It's the same deal as the Mystic Remora. I'm not going to talk a whole bunch more about that one. Storming into it kind of sucks. Doesn't actually get you a whole lot of value until somebody else starts, like, I don't know. Like, it's such a weird thing to say. Like, Rhystic doesn't get you a whole lot of value, but my point was about the pacing of the value. It doesn't get me what I want when I want it. You see what I'm saying? It gets me what I want over time, and it gets me a lot of it, but it doesn't get me what I need in the moment, and it's controlled by other players. And we want consistency. So yeah, Rings of Bright Hearth. Okay, you're good because I end up activating Urza a whole bunch with this build, I guess, which you're trying to get around, and you combo with my Rings of Bright Heart, or excuse me, combo with my Basalt. So I mean, I just find myself so often just using that AB combo because it's an artifact tutor enabled tutor. Mox Diamond, cool, like you. Gilded Drake, I thought about you as well, and again, we're looking at Stormdrake. I think we're dropping the Devil Drakes, and it's just what that is. It's a good looking Drake. I like it. Um, I'm big on Double Drake in this meta. I'm big on Phyrexian Revoker and Disruptor Flute. I really like those for things like Kinnan and Thrasios. But we're playing our own game plan right now. We're not worrying about what everybody else is doing. Codex Shredder, what a great little thing to just get that thing off my own top deck. It storms off pretty well. It's that a little bit of recursion because I don't have a lot of things to, stop people countering my stuff. So if it does happen, I need a way to get it back. That's what's required. And then also you have that dramatic reversal combo with it's on the field, and we can mill out everybody's library that way if things get weird. As a backup win condition, kind of, sort of. Vegas of the future, I really want to depend on you a lot. 3 blue is a lot. Just is, but you're the heart and core of the deck. Island. Swift foot boots. Let's get a better version of you in the future. But again, I think that between the Flood Collar and Battered Golem combo, and then giving our hero of the story, Urza, the required protection, I think that that's a reasonable include. Emergence Zone, we'll take it. Gemstone Caverns, we'll take it. Pithing Needle, for 1, we'll take it. Inventor's Fair, we need more of these tutors. So I think about Inventor's Fair and Urza this way. Every single time I'm, spending 4 and then tapping, so 5 mana, I could be activating Urza. So it's like, you're like, oh my goodness, that Inventor's Fair, that's so much mana in order to activate that thing. But honestly, it's like if you're activating Urza because you're out of cards, wouldn't it be better to get a targeted pick with that Inventor's Fair? Ancient Tomb, you're overpriced now. Future Sight, same thing. Conflail, so valuable right now. Battered Golem, please win me a game sometime. I never actually get the retraction helix on you. I shouldn't say win me a game sometime. You do every single time I have my Sensei's top. I'm like, Battered Golem, please hit the field so I can get my combo going. And you do. You show up. So Grim Monolith speaks for itself. Moonsilver Key. We need those artifact-based tutors. They're so good right now. Memnite, experimental card, just like the Phyrexian Walker. But again, it just gets those things going. It gets the people moving. It's controversial. Nobody knows what it means. Yeah, if you know that reference, let me know in the comments. Soul Guide Lantern. Yeah, so we're gonna play that turn 1, and we're just gonna leave that thing up, and then hope that like turn 2 we don't have like a Rogsai, or we will hope that there's a Rogsai that's just sad, like oh my goodness, they can just activate their Soul Guide Lantern, and every opponent's graveyard is just exiled. Like what am I gonna do? That's just one of those early game we don't lose the game kind of tools. Hydroelectric Specimen, what a cool card as well. Pontification, Pongify, French one. I bought a French case of Time Spiral, and this happened to be in there. I didn't need to get another one because it does what it does. Everybody knows what that card is. 1 mana to blow up something on the field, instant speed. We need that available to us turn 1 because, again, we don't have anything instant speed. There's all like these 0-cost creatures over here just hanging out in this portion of the deck. Ornithopter, I like you a lot. Felwar Stone. Remember when a foil Felwar Stone was like a really expensive card? I don't know how much they're going for now, like that only foil Felwar, but yeah, they reprinted it, and I don't know, I think I paid like $6 or something like that for that one. Buckleberry Furry, we're playing it because it has the legendary status. Same thing for that Crystal Skull Isu Spyglass. Grinding Station, low-key banger. Oh my goodness, I should have got the foil one when I was picking one up. Great card. Reshape. Always skeptical about you, but we need a tutor. Fortune Teller's Talent. 1 card combo with that 2 less to cast when we get our Urza and our Sensei's top. That's my favorite because, again, I can play it turn 1. I can see what's coming up. I can upgrade it. Like it's scales. I don't have to spend all 5 at once. I can spend 1 and then 4, and that's a big difference rather than 5, especially when we're talking about 1 blue, 1 blue. We can split that up and not 3 blue at once. That's a huge difference. So let's put another frog right over here on that island. Bam. Sensei's top. Thank you to my best man from my wedding and one of the best players that I know, pound for pound. My mentor, my dude, the guy who gifted me this Sensei's top. Nick, thank you. We'll get you on the channel sometime to talk about all that you've got to talk about. We've got our Posty. Cool. LED. Oh my goodness. What a card in this deck. Okay, we're going to cast our LED. Maybe we have a cast trigger. Maybe we've got something where it's like I play an artifact, there's a Glaring Flesh Raker, I get a thing, a little Eldrazi. That'd be cool, but that's just a little bonus. We've got this LED on the field. We're going to tap it for a blue. Wow, we're going to float that one and then sack it and then get another 3. We've got 4 blue floating, and that's going to go to the graveyard, and we don't care because guess what? We cast off the top. We didn't have anything in our hand anyways. Everything cast like nothing. It's just really good in this build. You should go get one. Whir of Invention, that 3 right there. Oh my goodness, it makes me feel weird. But that improvise, so good, right? That 3 blue is tough. Like, there's no doubt about that. We're not playing... you're going in the maybe pile because we're not playing you off the top. Yeah. That's one of the tutors that... but we just do need tutors. Yeah. I mentioned Nick a moment ago. He hates that art. So just for that reason, you can go in this pile. Dramatic Reversal. Been looking at it. Yeah, that's what that is. Imposter Mech. Great card. Technical card. 2 mana card. Sometimes there's nothing that I actually wanted to copy on the field kind of card. I tried to play it in this last tournament, and I kept looking around like, man, you have nothing for me, Imposter Mech kind of card. Going in this pile kind of card. Ethereum Sculptor. Let's go. Rapid Hybridization and a Prismatic. Okay, so we looked through, and these are the ones that we found didn't quite align with our vision. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards. That's actually a significant amount of cards that we can deal with. So I don't think that we're actually going to swap out all 11 because I don't like that. That's a lot. Are there any that are like tugging at my heartstrings where it doesn't make sense? If we're going to retain the current like using our top deck casters as a win con, including the Mystic Forge and the Crystal Skull Issue Spyglass, and we're going to have this Tezzeret make it back into the... We're going to need your pile. I also feel weird having the Stealth Suit out, so we're going to put that back. Imposter Mech, if it was... I've had some really cool things happen with the Imposter Mech. I'm not going to lie, but it's just too inconsistent, and we're looking for consistency right now. I want to be able to get that thing turn 1, turn 2, and then not have to be like, Imposter Mech hits nothing. Yeah, Gilded Drake, same category. Whir of Invention, kind of same category. Rhystic Study and the Storm Drake and Fabricate. We can't get rid of both of those, so we're going to put that Fabricate back. Disruptor Flute, Mystic, Revoker. So the Schmabies right now are, of course, Mystic and Rhystic. Like, you're going to have to make a good case to cut those. They always find a way to weasel themselves back in, but I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards can definitely just get swapped, and then Mystic and Rhystic will be 7, 8 if we're like, man, this will just work so much better if we can get these 2 cards in there. So with that being said, let's set those aside into the... I don't know. Into that pile. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So now we got to go card for card. Pound for pound. Justification for justification. CMC for CMC. Game plan for game plan. Vision for vision. Does this help me? Does this hurt me? Get out of here because I'm better than you. This is the showdown. Look at Counterbalance. It's like this is where Counterbalance gets to jump up and be like, listen, I don't know what I've been doing in the binder, but you just don't know what you haven't been doing this right. Get me in your deck. This is the moment for that to happen. But maybe it doesn't. It's just a counterbalance. All right. Kind of been going over this. We have an idea of what we can work with. And there's no right answer. There's no perfect answer. You know what I'm saying? So we got to go to the essentials. We got to go to the ones where it's like, I just can't get by without that. Because honestly, that's what we're dealing with here. Things that we just can't get by without. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's start with this. Paradoxical outcome. Been hearing you're going to win me games. So that's kind of where I'm looking at. Right? Because 3 with the improvise, yeah. Or 4. You know? Because yeah, we're gonna go with that. I think that that's like a real decent swap. Repurposing Bay. I mean, we don't have anything that's analogous. We have that War of Invention, tutor for tutor, but we've already put that one down. So let's find another card for card kind of thing. We could kind of compare it to, targeted card stuff for heuristic. Like we can kind of make that. Would you rather have a repurposing bay or a heuristic? You tell me. Sack another artifact, win game. Right now. Heuristic study. Grind, grind, grind. Politic for a draw. Go to the next one. 90 minutes later, hungry, needing to pee because you didn't actually have to, have a moment to do stuff in between games because guess what? We grinded it out with heuristic. Repurposing bay. Like we're just going to set it aside and we will match it up with one of our drakes because we got 2. Yeah. Normally I have this like laid out just a little bit different. So let's go this way. Repurposing bay, paradoxical outcome, then War of Invention, Gilded Drake. Let me check it so you can actually see those. Yeah, you can kind of see. You can get the idea. 1, 2, 3, 4. What do we got coming up? We got the Hercules Recall. Yeah. Let's hold off on that just for a minute here. Because I think what we need to make sure we're doing is adjusting our top deck. That was one of those things that we went in here where we're like, we need to make sure that we're adjusting our top deck, blah, 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 top deck. What if we just added Brainstorm, Preordain, Ponder? They're just all good individually. And then Git Probe, kind of just, what? Storm off the top of the Git Probe? That gets us where we need to go, kind of, Draw 3 cards. That gets us through the land. Look at the top 3. We can get the shuffle, scry, and then draw. Yeah, like I really think that these are going to make things a little smoother. Brainstorm is an instant. These are sorceries. I see. Isn't it weird to be like, swap out a Gilded Drake for a Ponder? We're not doing great trying to hit our artifact quota. You know what I'm saying? I think you guys are probably going to be weirded out by the next choice that I make here because I've been eyeing this card and thinking about it, and I'm like, ooh, let's make this thing work. Lantern of Insight up here. Let's pull it out. Oh, I didn't realize that you have to sack it. Yeah, never mind. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Okay. Sapphire Medallion? How you doing, Sapphire Medallion? Chief Engineer. Artifact spells you cast have convoke. Your creatures can help cast those spells. Each creature you tap while casting an artifact. Spell pays for 1 or one of that creature's color. That's actually kind of dope. I didn't know that. Chief Engineer. Artifacts that I cast have convoke. Do I actually need them to have convoke? I don't think so. I don't think that's like a thing that I need to have happen. You know what I'm saying? How many more cards are we dealing with? So we've got Repurposing Bay, Paradoxical Outcome, 3 top deck manipulators. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're only like looking for like a couple of cards. So let's put the Mystic and Ristic over here. They're still technically in. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, I just probably blew your ears out with that. I swiped the microphone in my hand. Okay, diversion unit. I really wanted to get you in here. So let's just take a look at you. Sacrifice this creature with the blue. Counter target instant or sorcery. Not non-creature, but instant or sorcery. Unless its controller pays 3. It's a tough one. Like I'm looking at all these other cards, you know. Let's see. How many artifacts are we getting rid of? 1, 2, 3. So we at least, geez, and we're only putting in 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we should make sure that the next one that we put in is an actual artifact. Sapphire Medallion, you're looking cool. Diversion unit, you're looking cool. Semblance and Vil, you're looking pretty good. Cloud Key, pretty reasonable. But everything's so low to the ground that it's like, do we really need cost reducers? Do cost reducers really help us in a deck that's so low to the ground? I don't quite think so. What we got hiding in here? Vecna, glasses, lens, stone, the baubles. We could just keep it, but no, I don't think we're gonna do that. Diversion unit. What if we had a snapback? Snapback's cool. Hermit. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at a lot of these instants. This is where we're really getting down to it, you know? But every card counts. We don't just toss something in there. But we are getting down to it. Sai, Master Thopterist. Yep. I think what we need is that sacrifice 2 artifacts, draw a card. For 3. That really is a great, like, we need that top deck manipulation, you know? Riddlesmith. Did we figure that out? If you cast an artifact, you can draw. If you do, discard. That could be so gross. Like, if you want to talk about top deck manipulation, Riddlesmith and yeah, okay. Jeez. It seems like such a weird card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, what? Oh, there we go. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's talk about this Riddlesmith. I think I'm not feeling overly sentimental about any of these. I think I'm not seeing anything that makes me think that we can get rid of these without feeling dumb. So we'll just put Mystic and Ristic right back in there. I mean, diversion unit would kind of be cool. Harbinger does kind of just wipe them out. For 3, would we either have a Harbinger or a Ristic? Harbinger hoses them right there. Just right then and there. Just hose them. That's... Yeah, but we're not playing control. We're not here to... I mean, that's not what we're doing. You know, Harbinger does do that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then Riddlesmith, man. I don't like you, Riddlesmith. I don't think I understand enough about the Riddlesmith. But Hercule's Recall, artifacts all come back. Jeez, it's one. We're looking for one card, guys. I mean, I just want somebody to like shout out the answer here. Like, which one do we do? One of the baubles. The bauble doesn't. I mean, I don't have a lot of the producers either. Is it the Psy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're just gonna go Psy. You know, 3 cost doesn't feel good. Geez, all these are so heavy. 3, 4, 3. Getting rid of a bunch of 2s, getting some 1s in. So I'm working kind of around. I mean, yeah, I have a whole bunch of 2s, and I'm getting rid of a lot of 2s. So I'm getting some 1s, getting some 3s, a 4. Yeah, that's not really like storming off, is it? If I'm putting in, okay, so repurposing Bay, yeah, we do actually want you. Paradoxical Outcome, we do. We are going to put those in. We need the top deck manipulation. Psy goes really hard. You do go really hard. Can't even be mad. You go hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you know what? I think that's how we're gonna do that. So let's move on over to our official list. We got it pulled up here. Creatures. Phyrexian Revoker. Remove. Disruptor Flute. Where are you at? Disruptor Flute. Remove. Volatile Stormdrake. Remove. The Gilded Drake. Remove. Imposter Mech. Take a seat. And that Word of Invention. Get out of here. Bow. Yeah. And then let's add a Brainstorm. Repurpose Bay. Paradoxical Outcome. Ponder. Preordain. And the Master Thopterist. Okay. Let's see. Let's make sure. Do we have the full 100 cards? Yeah. I mean, that looks good to me. So, yeah, 1, 1, 16. Geez, why doesn't it just show me? I'm so used to seeing it in my phone that I'm not, like, immediately used to. Okay, so average mana value of your deck is 1.38 with lands, 1.78 without lands. The median is 1 and 2 without lands. 137 for total mana value. Okay, let's just re-sleeve these things. And then we'll do a little bit of cleanup. And then we're good to play. We've updated the list. You've kind of seen the thought process. I went over each card. We went over everything in the binder. You know, it feels, every single time I'm like, oh man, I'm taking out a Disruptor Flute. Feels really weird. Every time I take out a Volatile Stormdrake, feels really weird. But they're not adding up with Division. Sometimes really good cards just end up on the bench. They do. Can't even be mad. It's just part of the game. We only get 100 of them. A lot of cards. You only get 100. So, what are we going to do? Be mad about it? No, we choose the best ones. We put them in. Best ones change. It's too much experimenting for just one person to do. So, it's kind of, you can kind of go in any direction and you'll find out something new. Okay. Now I'm wondering if you guys want me to cut this off here, because I don't really, not a lot to do, or if you want me to re-sleeve, binder all of these with you. Not opposed to it, not opposed to it. Okay. War of Invention, Repurposing Bay. I think I'm just going to cut it off here because I can feel my my brain turning to mush. That was a lot of mental effort to justify cutting some really good cards. But that's the name of the game. We've got to renegotiate our non-negotiables. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't feel weird about any of those cards. Okay, so we're in good shape. E-Royal, Urza, Lord, High Artificer, Artifact, Top Deck, Storm, Top Deck, Casting, number 2, Win, Variant. That's how we do it. Okay, again, go check out that interview. It was really good. Thank you for watching this. We will be back tomorrow. If you want to play a game, I'm heading on to the spell table right now at 12 p.m. to 15:25. That's what I'm going to be doing on the Portland cEDH Grinders Discord. If you want to join, there's a Patreon. Talk to Topher. It's $5 a month. You get to play with me and some of the best players in the Pacific Northwest. No reason why you shouldn't. It's a really good time. So meet me over there if you would like to get a game, and take care. Goodbye.